Hello traders, let's start the video with AMD. Keep in mind this is not financial advice, this content is for educational purposes only. Well, AMD is looking like, well, definitely is doing much better in the last week and a half that we have seen in the last almost a year or so. No, not a year, I think I'm excited. Yeah, maybe actually. Yeah, pretty much in the last year. Anyways, I'm not bullish yet. You have to actually move over the 21 EMA, which is this line right here. You want to go over the 30 SMA, and I think I'm going to start changing my mind as far as a trend of this stock once you go over 121, which is this level right here. Now, I will be very much bullish if you go over 134, but we're not anywhere close to that point yet. We're $20 away from it. However, in the last 2 days, we have seen a slow move to the upside. It's losing a little bit of strength and momentum in this, especially in the last 2 trading days. But we'll see. I mean, today we just closed basically flat at 0.33%. But again, I want to see what is going to happen in the next weeks. Still tomorrow we have Thursday. Volume is kind of decent on Thursday, and then we have Friday, which is a low volume trading day. But again, this stock needs a little bit more time as far as technicals. On the MACD, on the lower indicators here, the MACD is not looking bad, to be honest, but it's not moving with enough strength, and you can see that on the candles as well. Volume is decreasing a little bit as well, not a good sign. So you're still in this downward trend, I'm sorry, and you can see it right here. It's a little more obvious if you put a trend line, and you can continue to see this. So lower lows, lower highs, nothing really out of the ordinary. I will start changing my mind if we get over 121. We are not there yet, so I think for now it's just worth keeping an eye on this name and see how it behaves between this level of support of 112 and 121. Okay, let's move on and have a quick conversation about, where are you? Amazon. And I mentioned Amazon yesterday. It looks a little bit better. You still close the day pretty much flat, 0.02%, 2%, kind of, completely flat. But what I like is that you had, just like yesterday, you had buyers stepping in again. So I still have my reservations as far as, Amazon is starting to move up towards the 233 level. You still have to, fix what is as far as indicators. And even though sometimes indicators are, they lag, I do think that we still have a lot of weakness in Amazon. At the least, we can argue that we can come down towards this trend line, which is somewhere around 220, which is what I was saying yesterday. You still have a little more, adding more divergence on the histogram right here on the MACD, and the Williams indicator is pretty much flat. It's not giving you much of an idea here of what's going on. The RSI, however, is turning more neutral. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. We'll see what we get on Friday. I think it's critical to pay attention to what is going on price action here between 220 and what we have right here, maybe 230. So that level, in my opinion, is very critical. Now let's move on and take a look at what is going on with Google. So you had I guess, decent day today. We are up 0.71%. We just closed is, as you can see here, is 107. In Pacific time, you have this base right here on this level of support at 184, my bad. And I think if you continue moving slowly to the upside, you might actually have a nice momentum move once you get somewhere around 187, 188. But you still have a ways to go towards anchor VWAP right here, and then the 21 EMA, which is this line right here. MACD is starting to look much better. You can see that we're getting closer to the signal line, and you can see that on the histogram as well. The Williams indicator is also giving you a little bit of a signal that is starting to move to the upside, and the same with the RSI. So Google is not looking bad actually, but I still need a little bit more time. We'll see how we close the week. But for now, today wasn't bad. Let's take a look at the 5-minute and see what was the behavior. It was just choppy. You had this, I guess, going on the 200 SMA on the 5-minute. You broke that 325 SMA on this line right here, and then you stayed on top of it for the rest of the trading session. Okay. Well, Google is not looking bad. I think if we have another green day tomorrow, then we might have a better path going towards 193, 194. Okay, let's move on and talk about another name that I mentioned yesterday. And today had, as far as I was looking at, a pretty incredible day, if I can find it, and that would be HIMS. So HIMS was up 17% and some change, 17.5%. This is crazy. So yesterday what I was saying was that I would love to see this coming down towards support, but I also mentioned that this name can give you surprises and push to the upside with a lot of strength. Now we got very close to my price target of 75. We were at 73, and what I was saying again yesterday was that my price target for this name was $75 before, sometime before the summer. We're very close. We're basically there as far as price action we saw today. At one point, this name was up, I believe, 23 or 24%. Pretty wild, if you ask me. But my concern with this is that this type of move, even though there was a catalyst for this move, this type of move concern me, right, especially coming right before earnings. If you look at let's take a look at the monthly. This looks pretty wild. So you're looking at the monthly chart, weekly chart right now, and then on the daily chart, and it looks very, very extended. My concern is that if you don't have outstanding earnings, I think that's, you can have a pretty, I guess, a strong overreaction to the downside. So we'll see what we get. I think it's on Monday on earnings, and see what kind of reaction, it's on Monday, and see what kind of reaction we get. But it looks like at least this week is going to be closing pretty strong. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart, and you had this huge spike, and then you had a little bit of a fade towards the end of the day, but I mean, you still close with a 17.5% day. That's super strong. If you actually were one of those that got to hold this whole move, that is such an incredible price action that we're seeing here. This was basically almost 200%. Incredible. And remember, we were talking about this double bottom right here, and then we had this outstanding move. I was trading all the way up to this area, and then I left it alone on this last rally right here. Very, very incredible. Anyways, HIMS is not looking bad, but it's also kind of worrisome, to be honest, that we're getting so extended right before earnings. At this point, or at some point, this thing has to cool down a little bit, and then it will give us another opportunity to jump back in. As a company, I think that HIMS is doing everything right, but we'll see what we get on earnings. I think that's crucial. That's very critical. All right, let's move on and go back down towards Microsoft. I just wanted to mention Microsoft because this candle is very, very, it's a very good candle. We're going back towards 415. Every time I feel like in the past few months, every time I mention Microsoft, this level right here, 415, was a crucial level of support and resistance. So I think if we mount 415, at that point, you're going to be mounting that 325 SMA, which is this line right here. You're going to be either mounting or very close to that 21 EMA. I think that move is going to be pretty consistent to the upside. I think tomorrow is critical, but we have a really nice day, all things considered, for Microsoft at 1.25% to the upside. On the 5-minute, a very consistent move. And then look at this. I didn't see that, but look at this. Basically to the cent, you were at, my level is 114.49, and you got at 114.48, 1 cent different. That's incredible. You really have to put key levels on your charts. They actually help a lot. Anyways, you want to cross that level. You want to be at 415, mount that with some sort of strength, and then at that point, I think I personally would feel more confident into getting into this name. Look at the MACD, look at the Williams indicator, look at the RSI. This is looking good. Gee, let me take a note right here because I think I'm gonna jump on Microsoft tomorrow. I just have to see how it behaves pre-market and the first, 2 or 3 candles of the 5-minute chart, and then I would probably get on it. But it's critical. I think it's critical that you have to mount 415, and then at that point, it wouldn't be a bad idea to start building a position here. But you can also get rejected at 415, and at that point, the whole thesis goes away. So we'll see. 415 is critical. Keep that in mind for Microsoft. Now, there were news today that from Trump, of course, and let's talk about PLTR. So there were some news about a budget decrease coming from the administration, from Trump. He wants to decrease the Pentagon spending by 8%. And through those news, Palantir had a sell-off. I think it's an overreaction as far as how we saw candles moving. Look at this. So in my opinion, this is an overreaction. I wouldn't be surprised if you have a green day tomorrow. But I'm also very aware of the fact that this name is very extended in every single metric. And I wouldn't be surprised if you actually start coming down towards filling this gap and maybe coming down towards 85. Look at the MACD, look at the Williams, look at the RSI. If you go to the weekly, this still very extended. So I wouldn't be surprised. Again, you can have a green day tomorrow due to the fact that we had a very massive overreaction today. But at the same time, this also could be a trigger for, profit taking and sellers stepping in. You could have a move towards the 85 key level. Keep in mind that you're gonna find a little bit of resistance on the 21 EMA, but if you break that level, there is no liquidity here, and you're gonna go very quickly into 85. We'll see what we get tomorrow. Tomorrow is critical for Palantir. And now let's take a look. I'm closing the video with this. Let's take a look at Tesla. And Tesla is moving very slowly to the upside, but I'm not going to be, too bullish until we break 365. If we don't break 365, I don't think we really have nothing going on. Now, the MACD is looking much better than what it was. I mean, a week ago, you were right here. So the histogram and the MACD in general is looking much better. Volume is coming in. You also have the Williams indicator, moving to the upside. That's also a good signal. And then you have the RSI moving to the upside. Now, remember, this is Tesla. Tesla is very erratic. When it gets erratic, it goes all over the place. So maybe you are actually gonna get rejected here. But again, you have to wait until probably tomorrow. If we catch any momentum tomorrow, where if it's because of catalyst or just the market itself, and we break 365 with momentum, then I would feel more comfortable into having a thesis going into this level right here, where you have low liquidity in 385, and then you can at that point start talking about 415. So for now, as I'm saying, I personally think that we have to break 365 as a level of resistance to then be or feel more comfortable on the setup, on the technical setup that we have on this chart. Okay, friends, this is all I have for today. Thank you so much for the support. Please like and subscribe, comment, do your thing. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.